Okay, so I paused while it was loading. It's the typical loading that you would expect from a Windows computer. You can access this from any computer, including a Mac, a phone with Android. You can access this with a Chromebook, an iPhone. So this is something that you can do irrespective of what your own software is. I'm using Linux here at home. I'm using an Ubuntu machine, and I'm able to get in. So here's what my desktop looks like. And now that I'm in, I've got R. You already have R installed. One quick note about your password. When you first sign in, it is likely to require you to change your password. So that's just an extra step you're probably going to have to take when you sign in for the first time. So you start off with R already set up on your computer, and I will show you how to install RCmdr and EZR, which are packages that we need in order to access the graphical user interface for this class. The remaining steps I'm doing here you can do on your own computer, and if you want to do that, you first need to install R yourself. And so to do that, you just search for cran R, and I put a link in the in the statistical software page in the general course materials module. So once you go to, I'm going to pause because it seems to be slow. Oh, I guess it's okay. Once you get to CRAN, the R project, you choose your own operating system and download and install it. If you're running a Mac, you're going to have to also install Xquartz, which looks like this. You click on the Mac OS, and you'll download the R package that's appropriate for your version, and the Xquartz, which you need to run every time you run R. If you're running Windows or Linux, those steps are not necessary. This is standard software installation. You download the software and install it, and it gets you to this point where we are now. Oops. Okay. That gets you to have these R icons on your desktop. It doesn't matter which R icon you use, they do the same thing. And here's how it works. I'm going to double click on R, and it pulls up this command line interface. For purposes of an introductory statistics class, we want a graphical user interface, a point and click interface. So this is the command you need to instruct. You have to type library, you type install.packages, quote, RCmdr, capital R, RcmdrPlugin, dot, capital EZR, quote, close. Now all of this is explained in the statistical software page. I'm just making a video to show you how that works. So then you type that installation instruction and you hit enter. It's going to ask you for a mirror. The default mirror is just fine. You just click OK. It's going to think about it for a while and install a bunch of packages. Well, in my case, I've already installed it all. So it doesn't install a bunch, but typically it installs a lot of packages. And then you, from there, go library, open parenth, capital R, lowercase cmdr. By the way, usually the process takes about 5 or 10 minutes to install all the packages. When you run RcmdR for the first time, it's going to want you to give permission to install updates. Just say yes, say OK, and yes to everything. It's also going to ask you if you want to use a personal library. Say yes to that. Basically say yes to every question it asks. Anyway, you hit enter, and I'm going to load RCmdR for the first time. And this is what it looks like. Now, the very first time you run it, it's going to be very slow because it's installing all the updates. Once you've got RCmdR up, we need to load the EZR plugin. Tools, load RCmdR plugins, EZR. And you click OK. And you say yes. There's one more step we want to take to make this especially convenient, and that is to make it automatically load RCmdR and EZR every time you start R. To do that, you click on Tools, Save RCmdR Options, and it creates this text file. what you need to do is, as the instructions say, uncomment the following 4 lines by removing the number signs. That's what we're going to do. Delete, 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 delete. And then you click OK. And it creates a text file called .rprofile. You want to save that in your Documents directory, which is right here where it says Documents. You save that. And having done that, now every time I load R, it's going to automatically load RCmdr into EZR. I'm going to show you that by closing. I'm going to sign out. Okay, and now when I load up R, it will automatically go to RCmdr and EZR. Takes a little bit longer to load, but it saves me some steps, so I don't have to install anything. And now it's up. Now, next thing you want to do is get some data and import that data. Now, our data are all in a page called Data for this class. Let me minimize this so we can go to the web, and here's the web. In this class, go to wamap.org, sign in. New. Okay, so go to our class and go to Data for this class. It's found in the General Course Materials module. This module is your friend. It's also where you're going to go to find your grades and the syllabus, and it's just a resource that you will need all quarter. Data for this class. I'm clicking on that, and now I'm going to go download a data file. Save link as, and I will put it someplace that I can find it again. Your virtual drive on Centralia College is not very big, so you can't save a lot of files there, but I'm going to try saving this here under Downloads. And I know it's small enough because it's actually quite a small file. Now that I've got that downloaded and saved, I'm going to import it. Here's how you import data with RCmdr and EZR. File, import data, read text data from file, clipboard, or URL. I'll show you that again. File, import data, and the first option is the one we want. From text file, clipboard, or URL, because we save it as CSV, which is a comma-separated value text file. Maybe you give it a cool name. I don't know what this means. Maybe you give it a cool name, and maybe you don't. I'm going to call it Classy. And then you say OK. You go find the file, which I put it under Downloads. Data from Stat Survey. Open. And now the data file is imported. This means I'm ready to, let's say, for example, create graphs. Histogram of, let's say, nose. OK. And I think something crashed with this. I think we've gotten far enough. That's how you that's how you install R, load RCmdr and EZR, and load them automatically every time. That's how you import a data file. And all of that I did on a virtual machine, which I accessed through VM Horizon client. You can do it on your own computer, or you can also do it through your Horizon client.